that's sometimes the way it goes. But we are now recording. So, Victoria, thank you again for being here. Please share your contact information again with the team.
Yes, I'm Ramsey County Commissioner Victoria Reinhardt. I represent District 7 on the county board, which is all of the city of White Bear Lake, all of Maplewood, all of North St. Paul, and one precinct on the east side of St. Paul. My email address is victoria.reinhardt, and it's Victoria and then dot again, REINHARDT at co.ramsey.mn.us. And my work cell number is 651-247-9958. My work telephone number will, if you leave a voicemail there, will go directly to my email. So I will get that pretty quickly as well. That number is 651-266-8363. And I will especially repeat that one, 651-266-8363. Just really happy to be here, been part of class from the beginning, and would open up to any questions. And I'm sure there probably are a few other than just my contact information.
If anyone's got any questions that they'd like to verbalize, that would be great. If you wish to put them in chat, that will be fine as well. But does anyone have anything that would like to bring up to Commissioner while we have her here?
And as I stated, probably the most critical thing that we are working on right now is the issue of transforming systems together, and that's really looking at equity issues, regardless of any demographic information on you or race, ethnicity, gender, age, and really trying to make sure that we're getting the services to the people that need them or the information on how to access those services. So it's really important work, and it really, to have access is so incredibly important, and we know that that hasn't been the case in the past. One thing that I, again, would like to emphasize is just how much we need to change, that we can't just go back to the old normal, which I don't think anybody probably could at this point anyway. But I'm part of a National Association of Counties in leadership there. And one of the things that we talk about or have stated is that disasters or pandemics, whatever it is, doesn't discriminate, but responses do. And we need to change that. And so, again, we have a lot of services at the county, sheltering, especially during weeks like this where it's below zero. So homelessness and those that have underlying conditions or circumstances with mental health or addiction issues. And as I think we all know, those issues continue to exist throughout our lifetime. And so, and in fact, some of them get worse depending on what your circumstances are in life. And so when it comes to seniors especially, we need to make sure that we are looking at the continuum of care. And that's what I am really dedicated to. And that's why I've been part of class for such a long time.
Thank you so very much. Great to have you here today.
Thank you.
If you haven't already done so, not only am I recording this and we'll make this available, we've got a YouTube channel that we are getting set up for class. So this could all be viewed at another time. But if you would be so kind as to put in your contact information in the chat, I'm going to copy that. I will make certain that our newcomers today will get added to our invite list for future networking meetings. And we want to make certain that we are including you with correct details. So you can just do that at your leisure today. We're going to move on here. We're at just 9 o'clock. We've got another hour, but we want to have time for everybody to talk with what's going on. So I think what I'm going to do, if I can make certain I keep track of everybody here, I will call on you as you are queued up in my screen here, and we'll go in that order. Colleen, I've got you up on the screen first here. Colleen, you are on mute. and we wish to hear
There we
you.
go. All right, okay. All right, Colleen Ketchum, and I'm from Lungen Realty Group, LaBelle Real Estate, and I'm a member of the class board, and I'm also involved with MICA. And recently, White Bear Lake is starting a housing committee to discover what we can do with housing in White Bear. And I've applied for that, so we'll see where that goes. My interest in housing stems from the needs of seniors. A few years ago, when I first started in the real estate business, I went with my husband. He has since passed away, but I decided to continue with it. And I found class online, and I thought, oh, what a wonderful organization. But at that time, it was sort of not active, let's put it that way. And I was very excited when I found out that it was active again and was asked to join the board, so I did. I've also been involved with the senior center in their housing programs that they've had for the last few years. Unfortunately, that resource will no longer, it's my understanding, be available through the senior center, but through other resources. So my goal is to work with families that are dealing with their senior housing needs, not only from transferring from their existing homes to assisted living or with family or whatever, but also putting together the resources for seniors that are living in their homes and maybe moving in a couple of years, but you know, they're not going to make that, well, that's how we'll do it in 30 days and get into a new place. That's just not going to happen. They may need some resources to help fix up their house, or they may need some health resources. So what my goal is to kind of work with those families through that process until that elder gets into the situation where they need to be, whether it be assisted living or whether it's aging in place with services, but to make that connection with those families and then help them. This past fall, amazingly enough, I was able to sell a few houses. The big ones were, there were a couple of estates, and then one was a elderly person that was disabled but needed to really downsize because she collected a lot of things, let's put it that way. So it was a process. It didn't happen in 30 days. It happened over a few months, and a lot of people, you know, aren't willing to spend that kind of time and hold the hands. And that's kind of what my goal is to be able to be the realtor that holds the hands of the elder population, and to help on a broader scale to make the community aware of the needs of the seniors in their community, whether it be, listen, you got a house down the street and they haven't shoveled their walk for 3 days, you know, where is the neighborhood, where are the people helping them? And so that's kind of my goal, to kind of put the real estate business together with the senior needs in the community. So that's kind of what I'm here for.
Great service, Colleen.
Thanks.
Thanks for being on the class team as well. Thank you. Diane.
Morning, everybody. I am Diane Gramraff, and I work for the Metropolitan Area Agency on Aging. And just so you know, if you see in a little bit that I seem to work for a different agency, it's that we will be announcing a new name in the next couple weeks, and they haven't told the staff yet what that is. But so if you see a bunch of people who've suddenly changed things, we're not all jumping ship. It's just that over the years, the Metropolitan Area Agency on Aging has taken on different roles, and so we're not just the Area Agency on Aging. We do things with the Senior Linkage Line. We have a big program called Juniper that is a platform for what are now all virtual, but normally are evidence-based programs to help people stay fit, maintain balance, manage chronic disease, that kind of stuff. So what I do, and I have a colleague named Suzanne Madison. So if you've ever met Suzanne, she is my mirror image. And we are specifically charged by the state of Minnesota to be your consultant that you don't have to pay for. So we work with organizations around issues of sustainability. We host training around basic finance, board governance, that kind of thing. And I posted in the chat that two of the state's annual grants. The request for proposals just posted yesterday, and those are the Live Well at Home and the dementia grants. And we are the authorized and designated people to help you work through that application process. We can read drafts, we can answer questions for you. We can't write your proposal for you, but we can shepherd you all the way through that process. So I neglected to put my email address up at the top, but I did put it in later, and I'm happy to help you with that. Email is the best way to first contact me, because my work phone number that's supposed to roll over to my cell phone doesn't do that properly, but then we can connect once we chat on email. Thanks.
Thank you, Diane. Appreciate you being here today. Lisa Marie, you are a new face to this group. We are happy to have you and anxious to hear all about you. So thanks.
Hi, yeah, I'm Lisa Marie McCulley, and I work for Touching Hearts at Home. And I'm really excited to be a part of this. I saw it on Care Options Network, and it was new to me. So I am really excited just for understanding a little bit more about what this group stands for, being able to collaborate and just make a difference in seniors' lives. And that's part of why I do what I do and why I work for Touching Hearts at Home, is to be able to make a difference. And we basically are a home care agency, like I stated, and we do specialize in higher acuity needs. So hospice is something that we do very well. And our minimum is typically, you know, a 4-hour shift, 20 hours a week, all the way to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we service pretty much the entire Twin Cities metro area. So that's a little bit about me and about Touching Hearts at Home. Again, I'm just very thankful to be here and just be able to collaborate with all of you and learn. So I'm excited to be a part of this.
Thank you, Lisa Marie. And it is Lisa Marie, right? Not just Lisa.
It is Lisa Marie. Yes, you are correct. It's all one. Kind of a mouthful, but.
One word. Excellent. And I forgot, did you mention what area you're serving? I mean, where are you located, your office? And are you serving in kind of a Northeast area, or did I miss that?
Yeah, so we do, Touching Hearts services the entire Twin Cities metro. I service pretty much everything north of 94-694. So I would be, you know, White Bear Lake, Maplewood, St. Paul, that area. But we do service the entire Twin Cities metro. And our office, so we have one kind of satellite office in Plymouth, and then we had a main office in Bloomington, which during COVID and everybody working remotely, they decided to close that office, but they just repurchased actually a new office again in Bloomington now that things are starting to open up. So we will have another main office in Bloomington and then a kind of a satellite office in Plymouth.
Excellent. Thank you. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Chris Sundberg, welcome.
Hi there. Thank you. I had to unmute myself quickly. Chris Sundberg, I'm Executive Director of Elder Voice Family Advocates. And as the name implies, we advocate for quality care of residents in long-term care facilities. One update, John Slade and I met via Zoom yesterday to talk about some advocacy work. And John obviously is way more involved with the class organization, but he talked about maybe we should try to get some legislation introduced this session. And my advice is we're way too late for that. The committee deadlines are in less than a month. The nature of the legislative session this year is not allowing for anything but the highest priority issues. Also, I think as a group, we really have to, there are several ways we can go at our advocacy work, and one of them is developing our legislative relationships for the areas that we come from, as well as really work on what are our solutions that we want to offer in our focus areas. And it's those solutions that we would look to craft legislation around. And that takes a little time to do your research, get your background and all of that. And the other is better leveraging media coverage. And all of these are areas that we've done to various degrees of success with Elder Voice. So I guess we would ask, anybody who's really interested in the advocacy piece and have issues that they want, they should, contact me or John, and I put my contact information. I think I'm in the first screen and chat. So please reach out. And then on a personal note, there's a couple of pieces of legislation I want to let you all know about. One is the Elder Voice Bill, which is a bill that expands on the protections for elders in pandemic situations, and it includes a range of things like infection control and retaliation, etc. Anybody interested in supporting that, let me know, just reach out, and we would love to have more help there. A bill that we're supporting that's being pursued by the Nurses Association is an emergency paid sick leave. And the experience that we're seeing right now, the staff in long-term care are doing God's work, and they're being put in really some very difficult situations, and sometimes that's really hitting them financially, and we enthusiastically support that. So if anybody's interested in that issue, let me know as well, and I'd be happy to share more. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Chris. And both Colleen and Chris have talked about MICA. And for those who aren't familiar with what MICA is, it is the Metropolitan Interfaith Council on Affordable Housing. So John Slade is a board member of CLAS, unable to make it with us today, but he would have explained a little bit more. And I think it's really good. We are going to have some housing opportunities that are coming up from a CLAS standpoint in terms of information and maybe even in events. So thank you, Chris. Allie, I've got you next in queue. Welcome, another new face to CLAS networking. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm actually really excited to be here. I work for the City of New Brighton Parks and Recreation Department. I oversee a lot of our youth and family programs, but my main focus is on our senior programming. So I offer anything from day trips to educational classes, and I'm really here to serve our community however they best need. Right now, I've been answering a lot of questions about COVID and how do we get shots and how do I sign up and having questions. So trying to just help them along this this path of uncertainty that we're all in has been a big part. I feel really fortunate to be a part of this group. Thank you to Katie Everett for reaching out to me and inviting me to be a part of it. Not only do I work here, I now live personally a little north, but I have grown up in the northeast side of the Twin Cities my whole life. My family has been very involved in the community in the city of Maplewood. My grandma still resides there. So this whole North St. Paul, Maplewood, White Bear Lake area is kind of where my heart still is, and I feel very comfortable and feel at home at. So I feel really fortunate to be able to work with you, with all of you, and can't wait to see where this journey takes us.
Allie, thank you so much. Great to have you here. And again, I'm going to say it one more time, and I'll probably say it even another time. Those who are dipping their toe into CLAS for the first time today, I'm still going to ask and be a shameless plugger here for joining any committee that we may have, and not being fearful of stepping in. We're not going to put anybody on the spot. You're not going to be given these ungodly assignments for anything, but it's a chance for us to really start to emerge from COVID to say, we have a plan. We're going to do something, but we can't do it with a few people. And if you're busy with something else, we totally understand. But if not, we would love for you to step in and be a part of class with our committees and any of the different things we have going on with education, networking, and advocacy. Thanks for being here, Allie. And Katie, how timely is that for you to be in queue right next?
Hello, I'm Katie Everett. I'm the recreation supervisor with the City of Venice Heights. I do programming for all ages and park projects and all of that kind of stuff. So it's been my privilege for the last couple of years to work really closely with the people over at White Bear Community Services, especially with senior programming, partnering up with them for some of our educational classes and those sorts of things. And we do have a senior coordinator on staff, Josephine, who many of you know. Lots of our senior programming right now is on hold, but we're looking forward to being able to bring more of that back this year, and just kind of tentatively getting into what spring and summer might look like out in the parks and getting people hopefully back together in person in some various different ways this year. It's all still going to be a little different than what we're used to, I think, but we're excited to kind of move stuff forward. So I'll put all my contact information in the chat as well. But yeah, just kind of happy to be here and make connections with everyone who's doing great work in our area.
Thank you, Katie. Katie is also a community liaison for class. So we're happy to have her on the team, helping us with things and input for being in our backyard. Thanks, Katie. Nicole, we've had a couple people move here, so your place in the queue is shifting around, so I'm not letting you get away from that here. Nicole, I'll put you up next, and you're a new face to class as well, so welcome here today.
Well, thank you, Scott. It was nice to meet you and everyone. I'm actually new overall to Minnesota. I just moved here. So everyone I talk to, I say this is the coldest I've ever been. I just moved from the East Coast, so I'm used to cold weather, but just not negative 25. But yeah, so I'm from Volunteers of America. We are a faith-based nonprofit organization where we help serve the vulnerable community and population. There's multiple services that VOA has and offers. The service that I represent is Maplewood Senior Living, which is senior housing. I am the marketing and admissions coordinator for our care center, which is a 115-bed nursing home facility. We do have TCU, transitional care, long-term care, and memory care in that facility. And then we also have an assisted living building, which is called the Homestead at Maplewood, which has 61 units, 37 assisted living, and 24 memory care. So as you may know, our challenges are with COVID, just like everyone else. Unfortunately, our building, we did have COVID a few months back whenever the Midwest was surging. So our census dipped a little bit. My job is to build that census. And obviously there's hesitation with families and seniors to move into these communities, and we completely understand why. More so of our admissions are crisis admissions where they just can't be at home any longer. So, just to let everyone know in this group, and I'm happy that I'm hopefully able to partner with all of you. Our facility is fully vaccinated. My heart goes out to facilities who aren't able to get the vaccination and everyone else. We're fortunate enough that we are able to get our vaccination. We've gone through 2 clinics at the care center and our assisted living. So again, my name's Nicole Driscoll, admissions and marketing director for Maplewood Senior Living. And thank you again.
Thank you, Nicole. Great to have you here. Okay, let's see here. Who's moving around to me? Madeline, it looks like you are up next.
Hi, how is everyone?
Oh, having a little bit trouble hearing you there.
guys hear me?
Try it one more time, Madeline.
Can you guys hear me?
Now we can.
Okay, sorry, I can't hear you guys for whatever reason. I'm not quite sure why. But I'm just I'm getting my daughter ready to go. I have to drop her off to be able to go to the office. So I'm assuming we're just kind of introducing ourselves and telling people what we do. But I'm Madeline, and I work with NYFS at the Senior Chore Program. And what we do is help seniors get the services that they need. We normally do housekeeping and chore, but due to COVID, we're not doing housekeeping at this time, but we are doing chore. So just making sure that seniors are getting what they need so they can leave their house safely.
Well, Madeline, it looks like you muted again. Madeline, can you hear me? You're on mute.
She did say she had to run off soon, so she may have just done a quick intro and be listening.
It looked like it just sounded like she got cut off there a little bit. So thank you, Madeline. If there's more, you can certainly come back and let me know later here. Moving on, we have Ann up next.
That's you, Ann Sector.
Is it the Ann with an E or the Ann without an E?
Oh, you know what? Either one. Let's flip a coin.
You go, Ann, without an E.
I've got Ann Tabbitt on.
Oh, me? All right. Well, I am not employed anywhere. I am just trying to make a difference in the lives of seniors, especially at the time of COVID, where they are being isolated from each other and from others because of the social distancing and the masking, which I see immense amounts of decline as a result of these policies. So I may not have popular opinions, but I do have opinions. And there was a very interesting presentation. I'm trying to stay as informed as possible as I sit here on the sidelines. But the Minnesota Nursing Home Association with Christine Pedersen did a great presentation last week on homeless and the elderly. I don't know if any of you had a chance to see that, but it was interesting to me how quickly you can become overwhelmed by a series of setbacks and misfortunes. It seemed like, I thought it was a culmination of a long series of bad life choices, but it's not necessarily that. It's one strong blow, and then lots of other things come from there. I don't think it's all related to equity, and there are certain populations not getting good service. Everyone I have ever met in nursing homes, from culinary servers up to administration people, it's doing the best they can to give every senior they can see the best service they can, and with limited resources and limited support. So I thank all of you people in the front line for what you're doing. I think it's absolutely fabulous. And this weekend I took up a collection with my neighbors because of a call out for seniors in a less affluent senior community that didn't have basic needs like socks and underwear and coats. So sometimes just meeting an acute present need is what needs to be done. Also, cookies. I do cookies whenever people need them. That's for basically lightening the collective bad mood that has settled in on the country. So cookies if you need them.
And that is exactly why we need to go to live events much sooner.
Yes, you've got that, Scott. 100% agree.
And last time, for those of you who weren't here, Ann mentioned that her goal was to be, what was it, Queen of
the World.
Queen of the World. Thank you.
Yeah, I haven't made it yet.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're gonna keep Ann as part of a class prospect for committees here. We're gonna keep working on that.
I'm good at urgent little quick things rather than long building kinds of things.
You bet. We'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Hello,
Okay.
Tom.
Thank you all for all you do.
Hello, Tom. You are up next.
Oh, good morning. Ann, I need a cookie. Let me give you
All right. Send me an email and I will set up a time to deliver them.
Oh, okay.
You think I'm joking, but I'm not.
Well, no, I hope you're not, because I need a cookie. But I need it now.
Ask Ann and Lisa Marie. They know me. I'm reliable, right? There you go. Okay, go, Tom.
Good morning. Well, I'm Tom with the OSDIC Group, and I'm an insurance agent. We do health insurance, and my entire market is working with people who are on Medicare. We do a lot of Medicare and Social Security consulting. I'd like to teach classes. I like to educate people about how Medicare works. So many people coming out of group health or reaching Medicare age. Medicare is just different than everything else. I have no idea what the people in government were thinking when they designed it. I suspect that they were perhaps intoxicated, and not just a little bit. So I like to teach classes. You know, the insurance agency is great and it pays the bills, but my passion is to go out and do classes on Medicare and Social Security and try to get people educated so they understand what they're getting into and how to maximize their benefits. And that's what I really like to do. Unfortunately, COVID has just killed that for the last year. I'm just now being able to get back inside of buildings and go and meet with my clients again. I have clients who've been locked in their apartments since last March, and it's not pretty. So if you know anyone or you have a need for this in your recreation departments and your buildings, I'm happy to come out and do education on Medicare and Social Security. Sometimes it's nothing more than a diversion from what's going on everything else that day, but I'm happy to come out and do those classes. So if you need me, give me a call. I'd like to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Okay, Ann Sector, now it's your turn. I apologize. I didn't realize we had two Anns on, so thanks for
That's okay.
You guys did a good job not fighting, so that was nice.
Yeah, we're friends. We go back, so no problem. Okay, so I'm Ann Sector. I'm the Regional Community Relations Consultant for the Pillars communities. We have 5 communities, and we are growing. We have one in the works in Grand Rapids, and we have 2 more, and I won't say where they are because they're not confirmed yet, but we are growing. I'm representing the Pillars of White Bear Lake today, and happy to say that we are vaccinated also. So we are in the process of really trying to, open things up a little bit. So I have to say in all of our communities, there is just such a different energy that is after these shots, empowerment of our residents, visitors, being able to make appointments and get in. So there is, I say, hope in getting through this pandemic. It's been hard, but like I say, we really have a lot of hope. We have independent living, we have assisted living, and we have memory care. So we are always, of course, our census too, we're holding our own, but we always are looking for new residents to join us. So thank you everybody for all the work that you do. And I will attest that Ann's cookies are very good, and I can't wait to meet.
The best.
I can't wait to meet in person too, because that's one of the things that I think has been so trying, is not having that personal contact with everybody. So thanks again, everybody.
Thanks so much, Ann. Yep, I truly believe cookies rule the world. So let's bring it on.
I'm winning.
You are. All right, Jackie, we've got you in queue next.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi, I'm Jackie McGovern. I'm with Northeast Youth and Family Services. I am the manager of community services. I oversee the senior chore program, and Madeline was just on. She was having some technical difficulties. I also oversee the community advocate program, and I manage the juvenile diversion program. Just to follow up on Madeline's update, we are also completing assurance calls to seniors since COVID started to ensure that they're doing okay, being that we can't go into their homes for housekeeping. We are still working to help seniors, clear snow and so forth, and lawn work in the fall. I'm actually here as an observer today because this is the first time that I've been on the call, and I was just interested to see what it's about. And going forward, I'm interested in learning more about class. Thank you for having me on today.
Thank you, Jackie. Appreciate you being here. I didn't notice, maybe you already did this, but make certain your contact information is in the chat. And if by chance we have lost Madeline, if you could get her information in there as well, that would be greatly appreciated. Okay, moving along here. Let's see how everybody's moving around. What are you guys doing to me here? Melissa, let's go with you next. Welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me. I am Melissa Spees with Living Spirit Therapy Services. We believe in the inherent potential of every individual, regardless of their disability or challenges, as well as the power of music to change brain and body function. We pre-COVID provided all of our services in-home, nursing home, assisted living, private home, hospital, day programs, things like that. We have switched to almost 95% virtual for all of our services. I'm very excited to report that we've had phenomenal success with telehealth, even for our individuals with higher needs like advanced dementia. As long as we have someone on the other side who is able to repeat questions or to provide some physical stimulation every now and then, provide demonstration, things like that. We are having great success with our telehealth sessions and are always looking for new individuals and groups to do music therapy with. We have also, since COVID has hit, have created what we're calling an Empowering Wellness Initiative. This initiative was created in particular to help with physical and mental health and self-care, specifically for caregivers, family members, as well as individuals with chronic health issues, business owners, and parents. Within this initiative, we've got over 50 videos with breathing exercises, mindfulness exercises, music and imagery. We had a personal trainer come up with a variety of different videos to help people get physically active, even if it's the first time that they're doing so. We've got lots of education, foundational wellness tips, simple tips that people can use for self-care and to improve and take control of their own health. That initiative we had done over the summer via newsletter format, and we have transitioned all of that content to a web-based program so that people have access to everything all at once, right at their fingertips. And that program should go live again at the end of March, and I'd love to have some of you, especially those of you working directly with long-term care facilities, to try to get your facilities to join us. That's super affordable for organizations to join. Every staff person in your organization would have access for a lower rate. And we also are providing the initiative for a month for free for anyone from historically marginalized communities. Again, Melissa Spees, Living Spirit Therapy Services.
Thank you, Melissa. Sounds like some great programs there. Also wanted to point out that Melissa just recently became a member of class, and we will get your your updated logo and everything onto our website here. We'll get that fixed as we just transitioned from the old site to the new site. Okay, Cindy, you are up next.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Am I unmuted now?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, thanks. Wow, I'm excited to hear about all of the things people are working on right now. This is good news, and it's very hopeful when we're all sitting behind our tables, desks, offices, wherever we may be working remotely. I've been involved with class for, I think, since about 2015 or 16. and various roles. And I was just so impressed by the work that they were doing, the intentions they had, the mission that they had, and have seen lots of things moving and changing, which is always a good sign in an organization. As long as you have lots of people, involved and supporting and working in the same direction. So I am very hopeful that as we are able to get out and about a little bit more, that we will be able to continue to grow and to build. And Scott's provided some terrific direction going forward. I'm really excited about our new website, and Scott will probably talk a little bit about that if he hasn't already in his intro. And just welcome everybody, and thanks for plugging away at everything that you're doing. It's great to be a part of this.
Thank you, Cindy. Just for everyone to know, Cindy was such a huge part of helping class reorganize with who we are, our mission statements, getting us into kind of committee breakdowns. She was so instrumental in that leadership. So I can't thank you enough, Cindy, for kind of laying some groundwork these past few years.
Thank you for the opportunity, everyone.
Okay, I have a phone number, 434-4869. Do not have a name.
Good morning. It's Nick Blease with Hospice of the Midwest. Great to hear some new names and familiar ones from previous experience with class. I'll kind of give an update. We've been practicing hospice prior to COVID. Our organization has been extremely supportive in meeting the needs of our employees, patients, families, and community partners. During COVID, they ended up hiring an infectious disease doctor. We did weekly fireside chats to learn more about the virus, the vaccination, etc. They also established a social justice panel during that time with the outbreaks that we saw across the country. They ended up taking one of our personal holidays and turning that into Martin Luther King, so the whole organization observes that day now. They've spent over $3 million in PPE. We do weekly testing, and we are on our second dose of vaccinations this week and next week. Of our 1,800 employees across 13 states, there was never, ever an individual that was furloughed. We kept our music therapists, pet therapists, volunteers, and chaplains all on staff to support those that still needed. As everybody's saying, that isolation has been very detrimental to many people. That's why we've invested in hiring more individuals. We've hired 3 nurses and 2 home health aides over 2020. We've served 2,000 patients in 2020 across the country and did 415,000 patient visits. So very dedicated to patient care and doing what's right for them. We have a couple open positions. These are for growth, a full-time social worker and a full-time home health aide. We also have a PRN home health aide and PRN aide position available too. Our team is proactive in hiring to find the right people for compassionate end-of-life care versus hiring to fill a position. So we kind of front load staffing and hiring to do the best care in the community. My name's Nick. I work with Hospice of the Midwest. Feel free to give me a call. My cell phone number is 651-434-4869. I've done many phone consultations to educate families to Medicare benefits related to skilled home care or hospice. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Nick. Appreciate you being here today. And let's see, I think I've called everybody except for Kayla. Kayla, you are up next. And as I'm looking here, I don't think I've missed anybody. So good, Kayla, thank you for being here. And you as well are a new face. So happy to see you.
I am, yeah, thanks for the opportunity. So I'm Kayla, I'm the Community Outreach Advocate for Advanced Medical Home Care. So shout out to Nick, he actually introduced me to class. So it's kind of nice to piggyback right behind him. So We are a home care company that provides skilled home care services to the Twin Cities Metro. We're licensed in 16 counties here in Minnesota. So we aim to improve the quality of life and independence for our homebound seniors that have a hard time getting to and from the clinic for wound care or whatever the case may be. As we all know, when you're aging, your doctor's appointments seem to increase and not everybody has access to always get there. So we love to be a part of that. We are also in the front lines of treating COVID patients that get sent home because hospitals are too full. So our nurses are out treating those COVID patients. Our physical therapists are out strengthening, getting them back up to speed so they can continue to maintain in their home in the community. We do offer skilled nursing, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, home health aid, and medical social work as services to our seniors. We also partner with assisted living facilities around the metro to provide skilled services to the residents there so that they can remain in those facilities before having to transfer to long-term care. We do partner with Hospice of the Midwest as well to provide referrals for those seniors that need a little more comfort that we may not be able to provide. And right now, some of the struggles that we're working on is kind of navigating the telehealth field and what that looks like with home care, as well as caregiver burnout and taking care of the caregivers. We're also looking at contracting out our skilled services to other home care services that may not be licensed for those quite yet. So we do have a couple of contracts going for physical therapy and occupational therapy, but we are looking to contract out our medical social work as well to assist better in finding those housing needs, transportation needs for more seniors around the community. So I look forward to working with everybody here. It sounds like a great group to be a part of. So thanks for having me today.
Thank you, Kayla. And Nick, thank you for the introduction to Kayla and inviting her here today. That's wonderful.
You are welcome. They do a great job and small ownership team, so we're happy to work with them.
Excellent. Well, I'll tell you what, I am so impressed with all the different services that are represented here today, the leadership that's out there, you know, charging forward with the cause for seniors. So we're only going to get better as we go, and your input and involvement is very much needed. That was my kind of my third shameless plug for continuing to get involved.
Scott, this is Victoria again.
Yes.
Could I, one thing that I wanted to at least broach with this group is the Rush Line corridor. It's bus rapid transit. We'll have electric buses, so it'll be quiet and non-polluting. But one of the reasons that Rush Line is different than a lot of the other transportation lines in trying to connect people is because of all the medical services that are provided along this line. There's over 20. And so we have found that, you know, a lot of lines, the projected ridership is for people going to and from work, which is about half of what we have. But this particular line has, I think it is 45% that are people that are going to and from a destination primarily for appointments. And so it's something that, you know, trying to age in place, being able to get the transportation that you need. And I know Nutrax does a great job and other entities do a great job, but to have something that is convenient, you might want to tune into that a little bit because it's going to be something that's really critically important for aging in place. So just another, that just reminded me because of all the folks that are on this call right now, people getting to and from your location once we can do that again, obviously is an issue.
Thank you so much. And yes, Nutrax is going to be involved with some of the extending services that will start to link people to the Rush line with some of the different developments that we have, kind of first mile, last mile opportunities possibly. Again, my name is Scott Olson, and my day job is with NewTrax. I am the Community Transportation Coordinator, and what NewTrax does, our core business is we provide transportation for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities, taking them to and from their daily needs with their training programs, their work environment, taking them to and from, as I mentioned. And my job is kind of what we can do on the fringes of that. We have downtime with our fleet of 50 plus buses. So I'm very active in the senior community, connecting and building relationships with area senior buildings, assisted living, independent living. We've got various transportation programs getting people to get their groceries, their shopping done. We don't have as much that we're doing with individual medical appointments, but we might get there as time goes on. So we are really trying to fill some of those needs with our resources of buses and drivers during their downtime. And I think currently we are, well, prior to COVID, we had touch points in serving over 35 senior communities in the Northeast metro area in some way, shape, or form. Diane Graffam-Rath was very instrumental in helping us with a Live Well at Home grant, which we received this past summer, which is allowing us to continue development on 7 different circulator loops in and around Ramsey County. And we'll be starting with the east side of St. Paul with 2 circulator loops. We'll be going to the west central corridor of 94 and 35E. We will expand in our Roseville area. We will continue to work to expand in Maplewood, North St. Paul, Oakdale, and also get a little bit into Washington County with expanding our Forest Lake loop. So we're really excited about that. We've been doing loops in our midday times for the last 3 years and feel it's been a very successful part of growing the senior connection here. So we're very happy for that. It was mentioned earlier about some different organizations that were getting the vaccinations, and just yesterday, NewTrax was given an opportunity very unexpectedly because of how we serve vulnerable adults. We were given that opportunity for our drivers and staff to go get vaccinated. So I'm working on a pretty sore arm this morning for my phase 1 with the Moderna shot. No reactions, nothing bad, but yeah, it's just a little achy today, but I'll stop my whining on that. And then we get our follow-up in a month with Moderna. The Pfizer vaccine, I think, second one is in 3 weeks, but the Moderna one is 4 weeks for that second phase. So we're very appreciative of being able to do that. It's going to help our team feel a little safer as we serve the communities out there. And last year we did have a transportation event that was planned, and what we were going to do with that, and we do hope that that comes back this year. We're going to pick a site. We'll have a lot of invites out, but we will have Metro Mobility, Transit Link, NewTrax, any other private providers that will be at a site where people can come, or we might even be able to help them get there, to have some of these different professional organizations answer questions about transportation. Let them board a bus, let them use the ramp, let them feel comfortable with what this is all about. Have it be a very live experience rather than just telling them on a virtual call what transportation is all about. So we're excited to figure out a way to get our next live event going with that. I think that's it for NewTrax. And I think we've actually done pretty good. We finished up about 10 minutes earlier here, so I'm happy for that. Thank you, everybody, for your input. Lastly, what I'd like to do is just share a screen. If you'd like to write this down, our website is Lake Area Seniors, that's plural, .org. And I am just going to quickly share this site, and you'll have to let me know if you can see it here. My computer is operating a little bit slow this morning, so we'll see how fast this comes up. Can anybody see that now?
Yes.
Okay, good. I went directly to the Get Involved button that we have. And the reason for that is I wanted to show all about our networking and our current members and what becoming a member will look like on our website for you. I'm going to just slowly scroll down. We have many names involved here. And as you can see, there's a website button link to your website. And we're actually toying with something right here that's going to be in this area. We'll see if we can make it work, where if you have something, an event that you wish to announce that's about your company, if we can find a way to have that link button here, we would love to do that. We are not going to put that on a scrolling screen on the front page, because when you start multiplying the number of events or updates on that front page, it will just become very cumbersome. If these are the types of events that we think should be published from a standpoint of being shouted out to the county or to the Twin Cities area, we will gladly consider that, because we think that's important. If it's an announcement that you have a new president that's come aboard your company, we think that's more suited for having that announcement on your little block of information here. So we are so happy that we've been able to work on getting this populated, and we're going to continue doing that with the new members that are coming aboard, and we're going to get better at everything that we do here on this website. I will take you to the home page here. Again, it's a little bit about us. We have, as what happened today, this is what a quarterly meeting used to look like prior to COVID, when we were meeting live. We had some very vibrant sessions there. It was very good. And then down here we have a lot more information that you can click on these and read these through to find more and more out about class. So I invite you to spend a little time navigating the new site. We're very proud of it. We'd love any input that you may have for improvements that you think might be needed, because we do have a webmaster that is helping us navigate this new trail of technology expertise. So we're very pleased to have her aboard to keep this going. Any questions regarding the website? I know that was quick there, but I want to be very respectful of our time and not go over, and leave the remaining time for any questions that people may have.
Scott, if I could just make a comment, just wanted to let you know that this website, which we're so excited about what it's going to be able to do for class and for all of the people who want to utilize it, we were able to do this because of the gracious donation from the Greater White Bear Area Foundation. And this is the second one that we have received from them. So we were, that is what allowed us to do this, and supported by the membership donations too. So it's through all of these connections that we're able to make this happen. And just a brief little connection story. I love connection stories. We met Kate, our new webmaster, at an event that we participated in. It was Breakfast for a Cause that it used to be held monthly at Gable Pines. So class was the honored guest there, and anyone who came to the breakfast that day and made their $5 voluntary donation, that money was given to class. And we met Kate at that event. And since Kate has been working with us, I know she also has started working with some other people in this network. So just think about all of the potential connections and how beneficial they can be to the work that we all do. So just a little plug that way. It's a great way to get connected.
Cindy, thank you. That's great information that I forgot to mention there. And the grant that we got from the Greater White Bear Lake Community Foundation is going to take us through about June or July with the services with Kate. So we are sourcing out any other smaller grants that may take us through the year. And the reason that this is important is not just about website development, but Kate is going to be our technology professor here. So when we start to do some virtual events that might need technology involved, whether it's videos that have to be plugged in, any of those kind of things that we need, she is going to have her services available to help us really look good at some of our virtual events that may happen in the next 2, 3, 4 months. Any other comments or things that you may have forgotten that you'd wish to just quickly add here as we're wrapping up? And is this useful? Are we using our time wisely here? Quarterly events like this until we can go live again. Is this beneficial, and would you recommend this to others?
Oh, I would recommend it. I think this is a good way to keep in touch what's going on in the community, what the needs are. It's a way for us to give our clients and people resources to go to. And I also wanted to mention, we're going to be bringing on, she wasn't able to make it today, Beth Patterson, who is the area expert on reverse mortgages. And she is very interested in joining, but she wasn't able to come today. And I think that would be very, very helpful for any of those that are, you know, aging in place and making plans for the future, what kind of things that options for them to remain living in their own home, and also some of the upsides and downsides of it. She's the expert, so I work with her all the time. Thanks.
And Colleen, thank you for bringing that up, because lastly, what I had in my notes here is we want to experiment in this format in the future, that if we brought in a speaker, it could be any one of you, that may have a topic to talk about, not just about your company, but a topic that could enlighten us, fill us in about some things that are important. Maybe we set this up where the speaker comes on first, we'll speak for 10 minutes, and then we'll go through our networking, sharing, and such. We'd love to be able to have those opportunities.
Right. Actually, through our company, what we're doing through our real estate companies, we're doing interviews with various different people that may impact either the senior community or the community, you know, community-wide. And we're starting those now. We've already done a couple of interviews. We ask them questions, they give the answers. And so if you're interested in those, they would be available. We eventually hope to have them up on Facebook and on our website, and we can also share them.
Good. Thank you so much. Okay, we are coming to the end here, almost 10 o'clock. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Great input. Great to see faces again. And,
can I add one quick little announcement? That made me think. Thank you so much for that last message. I started a Twin Cities Family Resource Group on Facebook. The intention of that group is to provide a forum to share information about different services for families. Older adults and people with disabilities definitely fall within that category. Any of you that have organizations that serve families, which is pretty much all of you, please join that and just do a quick introduction about what the services are that you provide.
Melissa, could you quickly put that information in the chat? Because I'm going to copy this chat, this whole string, and be sending out to everybody. And those of you who need to leave, thank you again so much. Good to see you. We will be in touch.
Okay. Oh, Scott,
Thank
I
you.
just
Great
put up
meeting.
a thing about need for coats. If anybody has any extra large or large coats, I'm going to be up in the North Metro next week. I can swing by, pick them up, and deliver them to a friend who serves homeless seniors who could really use some warm coats. So all you have to do is text me and say, I got one, and I'll come by and pick it up, and then you wouldn't have to worry about it. So my contact information's in there. Thanks, everybody. It's a great group.
Thank you, Ann.
Yes. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you.